Hello and welcome again to Rosalind's Kitchen. Today we are going to be making chicken with Parmesan Cream sauce and with celery, apple, and smoked almond salads. So my mother somewhere is very, very happy. So let us get down to business here. First thing I had to do was read everything. And now, I'm choking myself on my apron. Okay. I have started the oven and set it at 400. I have a cookie pan with the tin foil. I'm not going to show it to you because you've seen it many times. I have my non-stick pan, my mixing bowl, my wonderful little mandolin, my scissors, a small knife, and they provide me with celery, a Fiji apple. Not quite sure what makes that different from like just a regular apple, but it's a Fiji apple, so apparently it comes from Fiji. Baby arugula, seasoned rice vinegar, grated Parmesan, smoked almonds, light cream, chives, and of course chicken. Now my first thing is to cut and core my apple. I'm supposed to quarter this little guy, so my cat is being very, very weird. But of course that's almost oxymoron, I think. Cats being weird, or it's redundant, one of the two, I'm not quite sure. Anyway, so I am coring my apple, because nobody likes apple seeds, or those nasty little things that are around the seeds in your salad. It's generally best to avoid those. So, core. Now, I was going to make spaghetti tonight, but I decided against it because, well, for one thing, I need to get different noodles, because in spite of the fact that they think I need spaghetti noodles, and you generally have spaghetti noodles when you make spaghetti, my father does not like spaghetti noodles because they're hard to eat for him. So I'm going to try and find some different noodles. Alright, so now we are going to slice the apples thinly. Yep, that's a pretty thin apple. Hang on. I see the writing on the wall. And I'd rather it wasn't written in blood, you know? So. Actually, okay. here we go. That's all right. So I'm going to use a trick that I learned back when I used to make apple-headed dolls. One of the ways to keep apples from going brown is to spray them lightly with lemon juice. This is lemon water. Now, why do I have a big bottle of lemon water? You ever tried to discourage a cat from getting somewhere that it wants to be? Lemon water, very useful. All right. This will help keep my apples from growing brown while I am preparing everything else. So, they didn't suggest that in my thing, but I just know that apples tend to go brown very quickly. All right, so here we go. We have apples. Now, the reason I'm wiping this down is because I have learned that this thing will get stuck to my tabletop if I don't wipe it down. All right, so now putting my glove back on. Now to cut my celery. I'm going to cut the ends off because they're brown. Hang on just a second. Okay. My cat just went hunting mice in a rather unexpected place. She's going into my ceiling. So I was kind of like, really? Are you sure you should be doing that? But if she can catch mice, I'm all for it. As long as she doesn't kill my snake. But I haven't seen my snake since I released it up in the attic, so I'm hoping that it didn't, like, die of heat stroke up there. But I haven't seen it, so, you know. I put water up in my attic so that the snake had water. And for those of you who think it's crazy of me to release a snake into my attic, corn snakes, or rat snakes as they're also called, are excellent at getting rid of rats. And since we have, or have had, rats up in our attic, since I released the snake, I have not heard anything running around up there. So I am very hopeful that we got rid of our rat population. If our snake wanted to go somewhere else, then that'd be fun too. For those of you who did not hear the story of the snake, I came into the kitchen because things were falling off the top shelf, and I thought the cat was into it. And I look up, and sticking out of a roaster pan is a very long tail of a snake. And I went, oh, how very interesting. So I climbed up on a stool and peeked into the roaster, and the snake was not happy about being peeked at. It opened its mouth at me, so I could tell that it was a corn snake, not some other kind of snake. And so I pinned it between two roasting pans and very carefully carried it up into my attic so that it could, you know, get rid of the rats. Now the funny thing is that not too long ago I was actually looking into buying a a corn snake that I could release into the attic. And so I was really kind of amazed at the serendipity-ness of a fairly large corn snake just showing up in my house. There's a DVD called The Secret, which is about attracting the things you want to you, and the fact that a lot of times people attract negative things because they're so focused on the negative things. And so when the snake showed up, that was kind of proof that it does work, you know. Now, if I win the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstake, we'll know it really works. Ha ha ha. Anyway, so I have not seen the snake, have not heard the snake. I did go up into the attic, but again, did not see anything up there, so hopefully it took care of business and went along its merry little snake way. All right, now my chives have been minced. Where'd I go with my nuts? That's not up there. There. Okay, now I am supposed to coarsely chop my nuts. So, and because nuts tend to fly all over the place when you cut them, I figured I'd use this little fun. That looks coarse, doesn't it to you? Of course it does. Anyway, so now what am I doing? Now I must pat my chicken dry, so let's do that. All right, so now that my chicken is patted, I am to season both sides with 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. This seems to be a regular thing, you know, that you season it with salt, 1/4 of a teaspoon, and a dash of pepper. Whoa, that was a lot of dash. That dash just dashed right out. Okay. Now, bloop. I don't even want to know. All right, dash, dash, dash. Okay, so now the chicken has been prepared. Now I need to move over to the cooking side. Although, I think before I move to the cooking side, I am going to put together my salad. So I put my vinegar, a teaspoon of olive oil, a pinch of salt, and combine it in a mixing bowl. This works just as well. All right, so now I will add my apples, my celery, get out of there, celery, and my baby arugula. Arugula, arugula, arugula. And I will stir it up. so that it's all nicely coated. Probably should have done this in a plastic bag. In fact, I think I will. Hold on. Alright, so get it all well coated in the oil. And now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the air out so that my apples and everything do not turn brown. Even, there we go. So now it is all ready to dish up. That was it, right? All right. So, although it appears that almonds should also have been added to this. Although they could have been added later, but all right, back to squishing over there. All right, there. Now my salad is prepared. And now let us move over to the stove and cook some chicken. All right, so add olive oil to the hot pan. Gotta let it, make sure it covers. All right, now add the chicken. And cook for 2 to 3 minutes per side. Afterwards, I'll put it on the pan over here and cook it, roast it in the oven. So, alright, so now that my chicken has finished cooking, well, not finished, but has cooked. There we go. I will put it in the oven for 10 to 12 minutes. Preferably without burning my fingers. Alright, so they say to wipe the pan clean. I'll be right back. Alright, I've combined my my cream, a pinch of salt, a little bit of the chives, and the Parmesan in a pan, and may have done it too soon, but at least it's ready, and it should not cool off, although it might get, too thick before the rest of the food is ready. The rest of the chives I'm going to use as accents to the meal. Sorry, brain just went bye-bye. So we now return to my workstation where I am finishing off my food with the sauce. And the chives. So this is what it's supposed to look like. This is what it does look like. So now let us see what it tastes like. All right, so the final word on this meal was that the chicken was very good, which I agree. It was delicious. I loved the sauce. The salad, both my dad and I could take or leave. Arugula is not really our favorite, but it was okay. I think I liked it better than he did, but it was okay. But the chicken was good, real good. So I will be back with you tomorrow with another meal. Not sure if it'll be spaghetti or pork chops, but we'll see. Talk to you later. Bye.